Good morning and welcome to Tyngsborough TV Live. It is December 10th and this is our Monday this week in Tyngsborough. So I am Town Media Director Steve Brogan. I've got a bunch of stuff I want to get out to you guys before I have to hurriedly stop because there's some meetings going on here in the community room today, so I have to go quickly. But there's a few things I want to tell you about, let you know about. Don't forget, you can watch this broadcast on the multitude of places we put it out on Facebook, on the various pages we share it across, whether it be the Tyngsborough Mass page, Tyngsborough TV page, a number of the community pages, as well as the police page and fire page sometimes too. And also you can watch us on YouTube, streaming there live. You can chat and ask questions on both of those platforms if you'd like to chime in and ask some questions. Though I don't always see the YouTube ones as quickly because I've got the Facebook one open, but either way, you can ask some questions there and hopefully I'll see them. You can also email those in if you feel like sbrogan@tyngsborough.gov. You can also watch us on Verizon 29 and Comcast Channel 8 here in Tyngsborough and at tyngsborough.gov on our live video on demand and streaming service. So with all that said, I'm going to get right down to what's going on this week. So first and foremost, coming up in January, start marking your calendars because there will be a new master plan being developed here. I'm going to bring up the flyer so you can take a look at it directly, and there you go. So yeah, mark your calendars for the master plan session, January 9th. They'll be having a big public meeting, so if you want to come down to Old Town Hall and voice your opinions or listen to what's being said, some of the ideas and things being thrown out there. Basically, this is going to be something that will guide the community for the next 10-ish or so years until they replenish or redo the master plan again. Generally, they do these on a kind of a 10-year cycle to keep things fresh and keep with the times, basically, because we know that things change pretty rapidly. So again, mark your calendars. January 9th is a great time of year because there's nothing else going on. The holidays are over and you're sitting bored at home wondering, what do I do with myself now? So you can come down, January 9th from 7 to 9 to Old Town Hall and yeah, and listen to the new master plan. Also going on this is in April, but the health fair is coming up. So the Board of Health does their annual health fair, and they're looking for more volunteers. So if you're a healthcare professional or in some type of related field and would like to show off or demonstrate some of your services at the health fair, they're looking for that, as well as volunteers to help put together the whole fair as a whole. They've had one gentleman who's in the healthcare field. He volunteered his time, and of course there is the Board of Health staff. There's a couple of folks there, Carrie and Donna, and there's a board there as well, a board of directors, I guess, if you want to call it that, who also assist and help with the planning and the implementation of all this stuff. But if you wanted to also volunteer some time, you can do that as well. It's very much appreciated. They definitely like all the help they can get from anybody and everybody. You don't just have to be a healthcare professional. It can just be anybody with some free time if you wanted to donate some time. Also coming out from the Board of Health, there is a Christmas tree drop-off going on, rather after the holidays, of course, after... Not right now because we haven't had Christmas yet, but after Christmas, I should preface that. After Christmas, there is going to be a Christmas tree drop-off at the two usual locations over at the Highway Department and over at the former Council on Aging building over on Lakeview Ave. I'm sure a number of people already know this, and there'll be piles there, so you can just follow along and drop off your tree so it can be disposed of properly. So yeah, so that's going on. And then I want to bring you over to the calendar because I wanted to show you there's a couple meetings and some other cool stuff going on this week that I wanted to make you aware of. So as far as meetings going on here, let's go right to the calendar. As far as meetings, we've got a ZBA meeting tonight and a Board of Health meeting tonight. Actually, the ZBA is a walkthrough for, I'm not sure where they're walking through. I didn't even look at this one. Oh, Ting Village. Okay, so that's nothing to do with tonight. You guys wouldn't see that anyways. They may talk about it at meetings though, so. Board of Assessors tomorrow night. Conservation Commission is going on tomorrow night. Nothing on Wednesday as usual. Then on Thursday, there's a Board of Library Trustees meeting, a Sewer Commission meeting, and a Zoning Board meeting. So it's going to be a busy night for meetings that night. So yeah, so there's a few meetings going on. If any of those are meetings that you're interested in or want to keep tabs on and want to know what's going on, definitely follow along. You can watch those live, obviously, on tyngsborough.gov or on Comcast 8, Verizon 29. You can check them out there. We don't put those all up on Facebook and YouTube because it's just logistically it's difficult. But anyways, you can watch it on the other two places and then check them out later if you don't get to watch them live during the actual meeting. So yeah, so you can check them out that way. Also, with these calendars, I haven't mentioned this in a little bit, but I'll mention it again. This calendar, if you so choose, if you use Gmail, and you would like to have these items your calendar populated with the town calendar as well, which you can toggle on and off. You don't have to keep it up there all the time, but you can toggle that on and off, which is very helpful, by the way, especially if you have a lot of calendars you follow. You can click this little plus symbol down at the bottom right corner. There's my mouse. Down the bottom right corner there, if you guys can see that, the little plus with the Google Calendar, and that will add that to your Gmail account. You can do that with anybody who uses a Gmail calendar. If they have a public calendar and they have that little symbol there, you can click it and add it to your calendar automatically. That way you can at least toggle on and off, see what meetings are coming up, and so on and so forth. In the meeting names, they actually will put, if you click on them, they'll put usually the agendas. So there you go. There's the agenda for the ZBA on Thursday. But yeah, you'll have an agenda there for the most part. Sometimes they're not there right away, but generally they are there. So yeah, it's a good way to keep up with and follow along with what's going on here in the town government. So all these things, all the meetings, again, are posted. If I haven't mentioned this, all the meetings are always posted here on this calendar. This is one of those legal places that we're required to post everything. So if it's not on this calendar, it's not happening, basically. So yeah, just follow along with that calendar, and that will at least keep you abreast of what's coming up in town. And there's definitely some stuff coming up in the new year. Like I said, the master plan, the health fair, a number of other things. There'll be a Springtown meeting, things like that you'll want to follow along with as well. So, all right. So moving on to the library. They have a few events coming up at the library. In fact, there's one tomorrow. You would have had to have already signed up. There's a writers group tonight, but tomorrow there is a centerpiece sleigh decoration thing going on. Sign up, unfortunately, it ended on November 29th. But that said, if you have signed up, I saw what they did last year, and they were beautiful. They made beautiful centerpieces. A woman from Blossoms, Darlene Canberra, hopefully I said that right, Canberra, from Blossoms, she'll be here doing the demonstration and teaching people how to put together these centerpieces. They're beautiful too. She does a fantastic job, and I gotta say, I bet I could even probably pull one of these off, and I have like zero skill in terms of designing flowers and centerpieces and all that stuff. I think anybody pretty much could do it with some good teaching, which I believe the folks from Blossoms have some excellent skills at teaching people how to do this stuff. So, especially considering what I saw last year. What else? Tech advice on Wednesday. Story time for ages 3 to 5. That's a great one if you've got young kids and you don't have, you have the morning off maybe. Bring your kids down to the library. They can get a story read to them, and hang out for a little bit, and then obviously they can run around the library and check out the kids' room and stuff. So it's always cool. And then the library trustees, finance and budget subcommittee meeting. So those are all public meetings, by the way. So if you ever wanted to attend one of the library trustees meetings, maybe get involved with the library, that's one great way to do it, is on the library trustees. There's also the Friends of the Tyngsborough Public Library. That's another great one that you can get involved with, and and help out. There's always, if you're a townie and you have a little bit of extra time that you'd like to donate to the town, there's so many different departments and events and things like that you can volunteer, from the stuff that happens at the rec department, which is the most fun, I would argue. But then there's also the library stuff, which is equally as fun, I think I should say that. And then a few other things. Like I said, there's the Board of Health, the health fair, and there's other things that happen too. There's also, though, the boards that are always looking for new blood to help out on these committees, whether it's finance or conservation or whatever your flavor is. There's all different things you can usually volunteer your time with to help out. So yeah, and it's always much appreciated too, because I know from seeing around here, they always like to see new people coming in. It shows interest from the community, which is where you live and where hopefully you'll at least give a little bit of your time if you can. So anyways, I digress. Also, kind of a fun one, the Tyngsborough Police, I'm going to bring this one right up. Tyngsborough Police has put up a trailer to let people know their speed coming down Kendall Road. The road has been marked, and has been marked for a very long time, as 25 miles per hour. Oftentimes, I think people maybe go a little too quickly. I know I've been guilty of it myself, and you don't see the signs. It is a 25-mile-an-hour zone. It was not changed recently or anything like that. It's been 25 for like eons, as far as I know. But yeah, there's a trailer that will let you know how fast you're going, especially coming off the highway. That's where I tend to get caught up anyways. You're going highway speed, you get off the highway, and your brain just wants to keep going whatever speed you were, so you tend to be a little heavier on the foot, but heavier on the pedal, that is. But yeah, that's a 25, so just be careful. They are watching. They're definitely enforcing that. I've seen them parked over and hanging out a couple different spots on Kendall Road, watching for speeders. And now that the road is beautifully glass smooth, yeah, you can it's just easy to go quick. So just be careful. Be cognizant of the fact that they are watching that. It is a 25-mile-an-hour zone, so definitely be careful. And the reason for it. One, it's thickly settled. There's houses all down there, all down that road. And two, it's pretty bendy, pretty windy. So you definitely want to be careful coming around some of those corners. If you're going a little too quick, you could easily clip the guy coming towards you, or vice versa, or, just be careful. It's a 25 mile an hour. So just be warned that they are definitely watching that road. At least in the last couple of days, they've had a lot of reports of speeding on there. So, on a fun note, I wanted to, if you guys haven't seen this, if you aren't following the Tyngsborough Fire Department on Facebook, also follow the Tyngsborough Police Department on Facebook if you're not, and on Twitter. But if you're not following TFD on Facebook, you're missing out on all the fun. They have been doing this really cool thing with Where's Ember. Every day they take Ember to a new location and take a sort of a picture where you got to guess where he is. Here's his shot for today. I'll let you guys guess where he is. You can jump into the comment section and go and place your guesses. There's been, looks like 13 so far in the comment section, but that's a funny one. That's a pretty good one. If you know town, then you'll get a giggle out of that one. But yeah, so they go around and they've been putting Ember in different places and taking pictures and having everybody guess where he is. And Ember, if you don't know, is the firefighter elf. He works for the Tyngsborough Fire Department, well, at least during the holiday season, and yeah, he helps out and drives the truck occasionally and stuff. So he's a good guy, nice kid. We're gonna do a photo day with him soon. But yeah, so that's going on. So follow TFD and TPD on Facebook and Twitter if you are not doing so already, because there's always a lot of fun stuff going on over there. And finally, I'm going to get over to the weather. It has been cold, guys. Seriously. I mean, I don't have to tell you. You know this. I'm not going to reiterate the fact that it's wicked cold outside. I hate it as much as everybody else does. That said, the note from the health department is just to make sure and take care of yourself. Washing your hands, not touching your face, the usual mantra of all this, cold and flu stuff, because it's going to whack you left, right, and center. But it's been like wildfire through my house, as well as I'm sure many other places, especially if you have young kids that are in preschool and in any school, really, quite honestly. But the younger kids, I think, seem to get affected a little more because they haven't quite learned all the hand washing and all that fun stuff, or at least not committed it quite to such memory. But anyways, yeah, that's going on. So just be careful. Cover your mouth. That whole thing. If you are sick, stay home. That's always a good one. If you can try to minimize your exposure to other people, including your own family, which obviously is difficult. But if you can minimize your exposure to your coworkers, we appreciate it. We really do. Stay home. We won't complain if you're homesick. It's all good. Nobody's going to kill you, and it's not going to kill you, and you're not going to. Nobody's going to get mad because your work didn't get done. It's okay. You get a pass on that one. So anyways, that said, here, I'll bring up the weather. It's from National Weather Service. And here you go. So it looks like it's going to be pretty nice all week. Just cold. That's really it. The lows are pretty low in the 20s, even the teens tonight rather. But then, yeah, basically, just kind of seasonal weather, 30s, 20s, and 30s. And it looks like Friday it's going to warm up to 44, so that's pretty cool. But sunny. No, at least according to this, no sign of snow or flakes or rain or anything like that. So maybe we're going to have a nice stretch finally, which is always nice. So at least I like it anyways. I'm glad when it's not inclement outside. So anyways, guys, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to send them in, to email them in, sbrogan@tyngsboroughma.gov, or you can send them in through the Facebook page. I'm sure there's lots of things that are going on in town that you'd like to know about. Feel free to email me, and I will do the best I can to get some answers on things. Sometimes it's harder than others, but if it's an easy question, I can usually get you an answer. Oh, before I forget, Tyngsborough Highway Department over on Kendall Road, they have the sand and salt shed fully stocked and ready to go. So if you need a little bit of sand and salt mix, run over there to Kendall Road, bring a bucket with you, some type of 5-gallon bucket or whatever bucket you have on hand, and you can fill it up and bring it home and use that on your sidewalks and front walks and all that fun stuff to make sure that everybody stays safe, because with all this cold, you get any bit of melt, and then that freezes right back up, and you end up with a sheet of ice on your walkways. So feel free to grab some of that stuff. It's over at the Highway Department at Kendall Road. Just drive right in. If you go in a little driveway, you take a left or a right, depending on which way you're coming from. The shed will be right on your right side there. You'll see it. Like I said, though, make sure and bring a bucket and probably a shovel, too, would be handy. But bring something to take it home with you in. Bags will definitely not work. Don't bring a bag because it's heavy. It's sand and salt. So, yeah, anyways, that is there if you do need it. So that's all I have for today, folks. I hope you got a little bit of info from that. As always, the vast majority of this information comes from the website, town website, tyngsboroughma.gov. So if you have any questions, feel free to jump on there. I do pull from, obviously, the library and the Tyngsborough Police and Fire as well a little bit, but all that information is there for the most part. So, yeah, feel free to grab that info. Don't forget to follow the calendars if you want to have that information updated to you. And also don't forget to follow Tyngsborough Mass, Tyngsborough TV, Tyngsborough Fire Department and Tyngsborough Police Department on Facebook and Twitter. There's also a few other pages as well, the Tyngsborough Health Department, the Tyngsborough Public Library. We've all got our own pages, so follow whichever ones you want to. There's a lot of fun information out there, and you can always toggle or hide or just keep scrolling if it's too much information. Sometimes it is. Get a little bit of social media overload sometimes, I guess, right? Again, questions for me, sbrogan@tyngsborough.gov. Also, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe on our pages, Facebook and YouTube. That helps really get the word spread out that much further, get this info out further. And yeah, you can watch us on the multitude of places that I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, on Facebook, on YouTube, Comcast 8, Verizon 9 in town here, and at tyngsboroughma.gov. All right, everybody, I'm out of words. Have a good day. I'll see y'all next time. Take it easy. Bye.